Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your man, Legacy the Prince.
It's your boy, DJ B4EY.
Yes, sir. It's the Fresh Leftovers Radio Show. We are back, man. The block is hot. Some ratchet, sophisticated news. Sophisticated news, as I like to call it. We had a pretty dope topic that's been popping off in the last 14 days because we've been gone. So, DJ, did you hear about the pastor that was speaking about grace from the pulpit, sir?
Yeah, I definitely heard it. I definitely heard that, man, and I had a few things.
All right, so what we gonna do? We gonna play the clip real quick.
All right,
right?
You got it?
And yeah, I got the clip. Right. We gonna play the clip real quick, and then let's talk about it. Let us discusse. Discusiones. That's how you say that in Spanish?
No.
What?
Okay, cool. All right, here we go.
Watch this. You remember people hating to go to church because they talked about how the preacher only preached fire and brimstone. That whenever the preacher was harsh and told people what you need to do. It's only recently that I found out that people want grace from the pulpit, but they have none for it. Because every time a preacher makes a mistake, y'all dog them, you drag them, you cancel them. But we pray for you. It's my party. I'm going to preach today. I'm going to preach today. Because when you on your third husband, you need prayer. But when we on ours, we need a new career. You got 5 baby daddies and 6 kids. But let the preacher have more than one, and all of a sudden he ain't anointed. Well, neither are you. And the reason why the black community is missing leaders is because you have been tricked into crucifying your own leadership. And you cancel all of your heroes. And you wonder why you have none left. Everybody wants grace from the podium, but we have none for it.
My. Grace from the podium. DJ, how you felt about it? Wait, this was one you said you were going to weigh in, right, Celine?
Oh, she really wanted to weigh in?
No, I said I was going to talk.
Okay.
You want to say something? Ladies first.
Why y'all do that?
Nah, go ahead, DJ. Go ahead.
No, I agree. It's to a certain extent, though. I agree that people look at the pastors as soon as they make a mistake that they want to knock them and tear them down. I do agree. On the flip side to it, you are held to a different standard.
Is that just pastors?
A pastor, yes. In the Bible, it speaks of it.
I think anyone in leadership, period. Like, you can be the CEO of your company. You're held to a higher standard than the managers, than the supervisors, you see what I'm saying? You're held to a higher standard because you're in a higher leadership position.
But I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing. I mean, anywhere you go, even if you don't have, for me as a believer, I don't have that management position where I'm at. But I'm still looked at, even from some of the management positions, to a different standard than everybody else who doesn't, who not a believer or whatever. Because I'm constantly looked at to see if I'm going to slip up, whether it be my language or the way I act. And I'm not saying that everybody's purposely doing that, but I'm just saying I have been in the atmosphere when they thought I probably cussed or something. I'm like, bro, I ain't even saying. What you mean I ain't cussed? I said, I ain't cussed.
Because that's the integrity you walk with.
That's true though, but in the Bible specifically does say that pastors are held to a higher standard. So with that being said, you still, and then it's everybody. This is across the board in this situation. You got to be careful how you walk. But as a pastor, like, you're over a flock. You're responsible for your flock of people. So you can't be out here willy-nilly, and I mean, another topic we're going to go into later, talking about a situation with a pastor, and just be doing and saying anything you want to say.
So do we understand the context in which she was talking about? Like, I don't think the pastor was speaking from the perspective of, so whenever I was going through the group chat and I was listening to it, right, what I was automatically thinking about is, my mind automatically went to, like, pastors with church hurt. Now I understand. I'm just sticking a pin because we got to come back to our original topic. See.
Stick the pin in there.
But I'm sticking a pin and I'm inserting this, pastors and church hurt, right? Like, people always talk about church hurt, right?
Okay, all right, define church hurt real quick.
Well, I mean, church hurt is different for everybody, so I can't specifically define what church hurt is, because somebody in church could say something to you and I ain't going over there no more because they like this. Or the pastor could say something that you don't like and it's like, oh, I don't rock with them no more. So church hurt is different for everybody, because everybody has a different emotional capacity to handle different things. So what might not hurt me may hurt you, and what may hurt you what might not hurt you may hurt me. So I can't define church hurt for a person. But I can say this. We always speak about church hurt and, whatever reasons you validate your church hurt by. But my thing is, nobody ever speaks about church hurt as it pertains to like the pastor. Like the pastor who's praying for you nonstop, who's coughing money up whenever you need your lights turned on or whatever the case might be, who's going out their way to have emergency marital counseling meetings. I've had several, you know what I'm saying? Like just random. He cough up an hour of his time, like hour and a half of his time. No questions asked. Like being up, praying, watching, doing all this stuff, trying to make sure the church is secure, covering the church, whatever the list of things are for a pastor. And the pastor does so much for people, right? But then when they slip up or they may say something that you don't like, I'm gone because of whoop, whoop, whoop. I think that's where he was
That's where he's coming from. And that's why I said, that's why I agree with it.
Because I think all pastors understand the mantle that's on them. Yes, you have to be a little bit more perfect than the average person.
No, nobody's saying that.
Well, you don't have to say that, but that's how people view pastors. You have to be perfect. Especially in the black community. Like people expect.
I understand what you're saying.
Am I tripping or am I
No, I understand where you're coming from.
So back to the original thing. I think he was speaking from the perspective of like, yo, I do so much, and like whenever y'all go through stuff, like we as pastors have to show the embodiment of Jesus Christ's grace, and we give that out so much. But let me say something that you don't like. There's no grace for me. Let me do something that you don't like. There's no grace for me. You want to cancel me and throw me out and leave my church and this, that, and the third. Is like, where's the grace for the pulpit when things happen?
And I get what he's saying, but from me perspective, I guess this is my mindset or me growing. It's the lack of, I think it's a lack of wisdom on the people. Because at the end of the day, these people are still people. You can't, and I know
this. You talking about the pastors?
Pastors are still you and I. They're just like you and I. I mean, they go through different things. Yes, they have to held to a certain standard in God's eyes. But while they're here, they're still people. They still gonna slip up and fall. They still gonna have issues. And it's not for us to say, oh snap, like you saying, oh y'all heard what he said, oh I ain't never coming back, bro. You're not going. You're not going to go to any church anywhere, even if you do it at home, where look at yourself when you go home and deal with your children and how you make mistakes with them.
Right.
But yet you want them to, please, forgive you for what you did.
It's one thing I said, because I wrestled with coming to my church, Evolve Life Church. Make sure y'all tap in at Evolve Life Church.
Wow, we just
you know what I'm saying? And C Planner. Yeah, shout out C Planner. You know what I'm saying? Victory. But when I first was coming to Evolve, I had a conversation with my pastor, and I told him, I was like, yo, like I'm not expecting you to be perfect.
Yeah.
Like I told him that straight up. Like I don't expect perfection from you. So you never have to think that you have, you know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting perfection, but I do expect you to follow Christ as I follow you. Yeah. Like that was my thing. Because we all gonna fall. Yeah, Paul had a thorn in the side. We have no clue what it was, but he still wrote 13 chapters out of the New Testament. He still was great.
I mean, they used to get into it with him, and Peter used to get into it.
Facts.
What's up, Zay?
Zay, talk to me.
So, few things, right? I think
the philosopher.
I think people are like ill studied in the Bible, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like I also think Pastor Henderson shouldn't have spoke from that perspective, because I think it's very dangerous when you get in the pulpit and speak from your place of hurt.
Oh wow!
I don't agree with that.
Do you think he was?
Was he
doing
that
it?
Feels that way?
Oh no!
You said what?
You think he's the only one that feels that?
That's
way?
not what I'm saying.
Nah.
So why he can't speak about it?
Because you have to be very. This is what I'm saying, bro. When you okay, for instance, all three of y'all are parents. You have to be very careful in the language you use to your children and when you're dealing with your children.
Facts.
Because they're following your example, they're following what you say, they're following all these things. And I don't think holistically Pastor Henderson did that in that instance. I think that I think it's very iffy when you get in a pulpit and you speak from a place of hurt or you speak from a place of experience. And I said it because he said, when we do it, we're not anointed, well, neither are you. That's not something you should say as a pastor. That's my first thing. Second thing is,
so besides that, do you understand the picture he was trying to paint?
I understand.
Because even if he's speaking about something, just because he said one or two lines, like we also got.
I'm not discrediting his whole point. I'm saying his whole.
I realize that's something you do a lot too, though.
And I will, because
that's not fair.
Okay, here's
what does he do a lot of?
What I do is I analyze people's sentences and what they say, and there's a part of a whole sentence that can mean more than everything else you said.
Bro, everybody can take what you're saying out of context. That's cool. But the broader picture of what he's saying is like, yo, we need grace too.
What I always tell y'all is, bro, language is such a thing that you have to be so careful how it lands on people. And that's
I get what you're saying.
And
I do get what you're saying, because my wife said the same thing when she said sometimes texting can be misconstrued.
Because people can focus on one part of what you said and not hear anything else.
But that's based off your maturity, dog.
But still, no. But still, though,
you're gonna discredit everything he said because of one statement.
Right now, you're raising your voice, right? It's a legitimate point. Right now, he's raising his voice. Okay, I can tune out everything else you said because I'm focused that you yelling at me.
All right. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying
what you're saying, but I'm not discrediting what you're saying. But wouldn't that be with every individual person out there?
For sure. No, for sure. I'm saying, but he has to. What I'm saying, when you're conveying the message of grace, and that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
All he's talking about is grace.
All he's talking about in this situation is grace.
It's grace. Okay. It's the fact that we all need grace. But when you say certain things, all it takes is that 30 seconds, because we don't even hear the rest of the message.
Yeah.
All we hear is this little clip.
And that's because of your immaturity to not listen to the whole message. You want to hear the negative.
We're having a segment on the show right now.
You raising your voice.
I am. We're having
trying to keep his all calm.
We're having a segment on the show right now based upon that segment. Based upon that little instance on the show. But that's not even what I'm talking about. All I'm saying is about forgiveness, bruh. I don't think, like, a lot of times, like, Jesus was the example, right?
Okay.
And I just think sometimes with pastors, ministers, anybody, we forget that, bruh. Like, that's gonna happen. Like, that's part of the job as a believer.
What?
That you gonna be betrayed by people. You gonna be stabbed in your back. You gonna be, like, that's part of the job.
Okay. And
that happens.
You don't think he knows that?
I do, but what I'm saying is to get up there and say, like, there isn't grace for the pulpit. Well,
you
signed up for it.
It's part of your job to be betrayed by people?
No, but I'm not saying that.
Okay, I'm saying you got mad at Creflo Dollar for what he said over the. I'm like, bro, like, you get mad at you feel some type of way about him saying what he's saying about grace.
All I'm saying is people have to be.
Bro, the pastor you want ain't made yet, champ.
No, that's not true, because my pastor ain't perfect. All I'm saying is, bro, you have to be very careful and mindful of how you convey a message. One, two. What I'm also saying is,
even if I convey a message,
let me hear.
Two, also, what I'm also saying is, bro, is that's part, like, as a believer, regardless whether I'm a pastor, whether I'm a minister or not, being betrayed by people, being messed over by people was gonna happen regardless.
It's gonna happen regardless.
I knew that when I signed up. So preaching on the fact that there's no grace for the pulpit, like, I don't think that's as effective. That doesn't change people's lives.
So how do you educate people to give that level of grace without saying something about it?
Preach the whole message of grace, no matter if you're in the pulpit or sitting in the pews.
I see what he's saying.
Who said that?
I agree with that, though, because it's like, I feel like sometimes, especially in this day and age, like, we become a lot more emotional. You know what I'm saying? Especially, like, when it comes to, like, just the basics of the gospel. You know what I'm saying? Like, a gospel of grace, like, that should have been something that should have been, hey, like, this is just grace, period. Instead of, like, saying, well, how come I don't get grace, but you guys can? You know what I'm saying? Like, looking back at how Paul does it and everything.
But it was an enlightenment moment. Go ahead, DJ. My fault.
No, I'm gonna say, okay, we keep talking about this, but people just, again, it's just basic understanding. Like, people just don't understand. Grace is not just for
right.
But when you preach it from the perspective of, I didn't get grace, but y'all did.
I personally, I think maybe Zay can agree with me. I think that should have been said, like, on a panel.
So check
in a sermon
instead of a sermon.
No. What's wrong with mentioning it in a sermon?
Here's the thing, bro. When here's the thing. You're preaching the message of grace, not your personal experience with grace.
But hold on. You don't know what the sermon was before. We're only speaking about the clip.
So in touching on the clip, I'm saying in the clip that's not something he should have did.
So you said he should preach from a personal perspective?
Hold on. Even if he spoke grace correctly, the whole sermon, and that one clip, because we know how social media is.
Right.
Right.
We know how social media. So he could have preached grace correctly the whole time, and the bigger picture was painted, and everybody understands it. And then as a back
I don't know that because we're only talking about the clip.
Okay, but what I'm
So
saying
that's when you gotta be careful how we talk about it then. Because we really don't know until we go back and look at the whole thing.
So if we use that line of logic, we shouldn't use the clip at all. If we use that line of logic,
I hear what you're saying though. Then
I
we
don't
shouldn't
see.
use any
I
clip.
don't see nothing wrong.
Okay,
with
so I'm
him
saying with discussion,
There's nothing wrong with the message that he's saying. I do believe, like, I don't think it should have been done on a Sunday morning. You see what I'm saying? Like, on a Sunday morning, I'm not coming. Personally, for me, I'm not coming there to hear about who's grace and who's not.
But
as far
based
from your
off Zay,
experience.
based off what Zay's saying, as a pastor, whether it's on a panel, whether it's at the crib, at your house,
That's
around
not
the
what I
food.
said.
No, you said as a pastor, he's not supposed to be talking about those type of things openly.
no, that's not what I said. I said when you're preaching a sermon,
Yeah.
that's what I said. When you're preaching a sermon, he should have preached the message of grace, regardless. No matter if you're in a pulpit, a pew, the fact we all need grace. And he
Bro,
didn't
we
say,
got we go back to my original stuff, boy. We got some real soft behind people now, bro. A message like that,
But I don't think- I don't think-
upset.
but that's
you speaking about
cause-
grace.
But
I don't think
are you
anyone
calling them
said
soft based
so.
off how legacy takes it, or
I'm
just based
speaking
off of?
in general. I don't see nothing wrong
Wait,
with what
I'm
was said.
confused because what do you mean soft? They think he's just
Everybody's emotional every time. Like I think it's really, and we gotta go. I think it must be extremely difficult being a pastor.
it is.
Because you gotta
Yeah, it's definitely
tiptoe
gonna
around everybody's little emotions.
Yes.
And the thing is, it's not that the pastor is wrong. It's the people that don't want to evolve in their emotional capacity to handle things. I'm not saying being disrespectful. I'm not saying, bro, let's be honest. Let's be honest. We got some emotional
That's not a
people.
fair to say.
But all of us are emotional.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You have to learn how to regulate your emotions. Not saying that.
So you do that on a Sunday service, or
no,
on,
I'm
on
not
the
saying
side?
that on a Sunday service.
on.
I'm saying in general.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's called discipleship.
And
So you do that on the side.
And
Moral
that,
of the story,
that sermon,
Moral of the story, Legacy the Prince don't think anything is wrong with what he did or how he said it. I don't feel like anything is wrong.
but that's
here's
because
the
it,
thing.
go ahead.
I think there is a group of people who are that way and who treat pastors like that. Okay, yeah, but that doesn't speak for
Don't blow past the okay yet. Is it okay for them to do that?
No, it's not okay.
Okay.
I'm not saying that, but I think what
So
he's
he
doing
can't
is
speak about it?
offering
That's
a
not what we're
different
saying,
You
bro.
can't judge everyone. Like, you can't judge them off that group. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she's trying to say, like, hey, like, yeah, there's always going to be that group of people there.
Nigga, the whole Christian community gets judged based off a group of shady pastors that do bad
So
things.
is that okay?
No, I'm not saying it's okay.
What, bro? The
Wait.
basis of the point is this, right?
Go ahead.
When
No,
you
let's Selena finish. I'm
okay,
sorry.
go ahead, Selena.
Nah, you can go ahead.
What the basis of the point is this, bro? It's, bro, when you're preaching that sermon, right? And it's like, you can be on your fifth baby mama, but I can't. No, you cannot.
Like, period.
That's real true.
Because there's
the Bible do
accountability.
say something about that, but
Because there's
go ahead.
accountability, and you're leading me, which
you-
means you should
to
be
an
doing
extent,
better
I
than
got
me.
it.
It's like you
depends
said,
on the
they call it
situation.
a higher standard.
They're called to a higher standard, and that's the job when you signed up for it.
Consecrated
I wish we
life.
could have some people call in on this one. We might have to.
Yeah,
He said-
there is a higher standard.
Okay.
There is a
So
No, actually,
A
not higher
criteria.
standard. I want to change that language. Not high standard. The standard is the standard. Nobody should be having 5 different baby mamas. The standard is the
Of course.
standard.
I understand that. It was just a.
No, for
what you
sure.
call it?
No, I was talking.
You said what?
We can't hear you, brother. You gotta speak in the mic.
Almost.
You're gonna talk. For real, we can't hear it because it be
Talking to the mic.
talking to the mic. Get on the mic.
And we gotta go. We gotta wrap it up and go.
My fault, but what do you consider better than me?
It's not about being better though.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I was finna say. Like, it's not about necessarily you being better than the person, your pastor being better than you. It's about as far as the standard, as far as with the Bible, according to the Bible, what it is.
Why wouldn't I want my pastor to be better than me?
No, I'm not saying you don't show us your pastor to be better than you.
What you mean?
So you gotta be
Man.
perfect. And I can do
I'm
whatever
not
I want.
saying that.
Now, I'm
Don't
just
speak
I'm
over
curious
the
on that. No
pulpit about
disrespect.
stuff,
Like,
but I can say whatever.
no, I'm
I
just
want.
saying when you say
Here's what I'm-
he said he shouldn't have said that part.
Fuck.
That line of, brother, here's what I'm saying, bro.
He said-
what
he
you're
said-
missing
he
is
said-
that is a line of thinking that you're then imparting in people.
Oh.
That is
What
toxic.
what is
You
toxic
cannot
about
do that,
What is the line of thinking that
bro.
he's
You
Help me
cannot
understand. Help me understand.
listen, bro. What I'm saying
You
is,
got the camera on here?
Yeah, he got a camera. And he's
I said-
specifically talking about the part where he says 5 baby mamas,
But
and you're saying that.
what I'm saying. Okay, I'll go back to what
So
I'm saying.
let the preacher make one mistake
That's-
out of a whole clip, And that's the only thing he points out.
Can you,
It
bro?
verifies the point
Listen
of
to
what we're saying.
Legacy, you're not listening to what I'm saying, bro. I'm saying, bro.
Bro, everybody's listening to what you say.
I agree with the perspective of that there is no grace for the
Now
poor.
he great. Now he agree.
I've been saying
He been saying
that.
that, man. Come
No,
on,
yeah, he
come
did
on,
say
Petty.
I just want
Legacy be the demon on the shoulder.
Listen, bro. What I'm saying is,
bro, the whole clip he was cool with. Let him make one mistake in the clip. Oh, you can't do that.
because
Bro,
you are
come
a bro.
Give him grace for that one clip he messed up.
That's
give
fine.
Him grace.
You
Give him-
asked
no,
me-
give him
Okay,
grace.
so
Give him
so
grace.
okay,
Give him
okay,
grace.
okay. Zay, in this
Give him grace.
situation,
Give him
Wait,
grace.
in this,
wait.
oh, go ahead, sis. What's up?
Give him
What's
grace,
up?
give
What's
him
up?
grace.
She got something to say. Hold on.
He made one mistake. Give him
Hold on,
grace.
cuz. She got something to say, bro.
What
All right,
did
new
you
pastor. She
say?
take to.
Okay, hold on. We are supposed to judge, right?
The one clip.
Hold on, wait. You're supposed to judge like by someone's fruit, like their actions by saying yes, you are, but you're not supposed to judge a person. Like you can't say stuff
Not supposed
like
to condemn.
right.
That's the
you're
word.
not. You can't say stuff
what I was
like,
getting
oh,
ready to
you
say.
going to. You're not like you judging based off of salvation. Like you can't say, oh, you X, Y, and Z. Okay, so you sin, so
You're not anointed.
you're going to hell.
Right.
Mind you, hold on, wait. Mind you, now if someone does something right, that you feel like, okay, that's a sin, whatever. What we're supposed to do, we're not supposed to cancel people because we don't know that person's heart. You know what I'm saying? So you can't cancel it, but I can judge you. I can call you out and be like, that's wrong.
And I said that this
You're
morning.
supposed to do that.
And I want to point out David.
But you're not supposed to cancel them. You're not supposed to
No, you good. Keep going.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I'm kind of like
Can we talk about David?
but
What's up?
A
That's
man
my
after
point.
God's own heart.
That's my
you're
guy.
supposed to judge.
That's my boy, right?
That's my guy.
And then he sleep with another man's wife.
Killed the man first.
He had him set up. He had him killed, right? He
Wow,
tried to
bro.
cover
So
it
He
up.
slept with her first.
He slept with her. She
with
came back pregnant.
He slept with her. Got her
He
pregnant.
slept.
Then
She got pregnant.
He sent them in there to go sleep with her to cover it up.
Yeah, he tried to get it covered up
All right,
and then work
let's roll it
out.
back. What happened?
Are we live?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What you talking about? But see, what God damn. So
Y'all just
David,
went right
after
off
God's
the
heart,
thing.
a man slipped up. He went out there, prayed everything. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And still what happened?
Did David ever talk about that
Did David ever talk about
in
that?
Psalms? As far as like, man, like where's my grace at? Or like, why am
Nah,
I
he
getting
ain't never
condemned?
said that.
No.
See?
That and what I also
Instead-
That's a false equivalency.
What you mean?
That's a false
If he-
equivalency.
I'm
I'm
also
just
going
going off
after
that.
the fact that David, who made a mistake, and still, and the crazy part was people knew that he
But
did
if you
it.
Bro,
make
everybody
the same
made
mistake,
mistakes.
though.
Here's
One at a time.
But
Everybody
if
know
you
that
keep
he-
making the same mistake,
Well, he didn't make the same mistake over there.
It's
I'm
not.
just saying in general, like
But I'm just saying.
Let's hone it back to the pastor and the statement.
that's
But that's what I'm
exactly
saying.
What I'm talking about.
Even when
If he
I'm
keeps
trying to
making
go
the
as
same
like.
mistake? Go
I
ahead,
don't,
man.
know
My
about that.
fault.
I don't know about all that. What I'm saying is, pastors again, people of people in Christ, pastors going to make mistakes, right? They're gonna fall. They might do whatever case scenario. That doesn't mean we just, hey, bro, you counsel, and we don't counsel culture because
Right.
they make
Right.
mistakes. You just made a mistake the other day. The pastor just got done praying for you, and saying, God gonna forgive you,
Right,
counseling
right.
you, right?
Right.
You should show the same grace.
I think for me, if I'm gonna be real, I didn't even use my life experience. Like when I first gave my life to Christ, it was like just being immature. You know what I'm saying? So like I didn't really know like what to expect from pastors, stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
you just look at those people and they're like, oh, they perfect, or they like that.
Right.
But like the more mature, and of course, I think Legacy said that it is really up to the people's relationship with God first. Not even the pastor. Just like how's your relationship with God? Do you know God's heart? Because if you do, then you'll see like God be using like the most crazy
Ridiculous
people,
shit.
you know what I'm saying? Like people that messed
That
up the
look
most.
like it.
You know what I'm saying? So like for me, like I said, if that were me, I wouldn't have done that way on that Sunday. Now I would have probably went on Instagram and been like, yo, like, how come we give y'all grace but we don't get grace?
But
you
you
know
the
what I'm saying?
same. You the same. You can't switch
Nah, you
platforms.
gotta
think
be-
it's gonna be. Oh well, I didn't do it over the
Here's
pulpit,
here-
but I can use my pulpit called Instagram and do it. It's the same thing. You still the same pastor. Is he or is he not supposed to speak about it? That's the real question.
The question is yes, bro. You can speak. Like here's the thing, bro.
It's
How
just
do you
the
want him to speak
setting.
about it?
That's what I'm saying.
not
For me, I think it's a setting.
Bro, you have to think about. There's a certain like integrity about a pulpit than it is Instagram, and that whether you like
That's
that
exactly
statement or
what I'm
not,
saying.
that is true. And so there's a certain thing about it where we have to realize and take into consideration, bro.
I'm trying to think about that. because
Come on, bro. You know that shit.
No,
although
people do
COVID
it.
and
I'm being real, people do it.
and all that type of stuff, but what I'm saying is, bro,
the integrity follows you, dog.
I'm not talking about that. It doesn't follow you.
So you mean to tell me there's a different level of integrity? He just said, what did you just say?
No. He's not saying there's a different level of integrity.
No, what did you just say?
I said there is. What did I say? There is
a different level of integrity.
Okay. No, and I can defend the point.
Yeah.
There's a different level of integrity versus when you're when you're preaching a sermon on a pulpit on a Sunday, versus when you're making. What I'm saying is it doesn't change the fact that they both have influence. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is
the person, bro. Like Zay, you can't. For instance, me and you and all the brothers in here could talk one way, right?
I wouldn't dare do it on the pulpit or Instagram.
Why?
Because I can't. My level of influence, it shouldn't be said. What I'm saying.
So my thing is, whether you're doing it over the pulpit or Instagram, it's Zay. Zay can't.
We're not talking about that. It shouldn't be said. What I'm saying to you is, bro.
Are you hearing what you're saying, dog?
No. All right. So personally, for me, all right. Maybe this might make sense for some people. Like, no, you're not. I'm
hearing what you're saying.
Okay. Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. Let me say this.
You want to say it?
Pass the mic.
Maybe I need to.
From the man, yes, there's a certain integrity that you walk with everywhere you go. But there is a time and a place to say certain things. That message shouldn't be preached. I'm not saying it should or not, but I'm saying, I guess in his perspective, he thinks that message should not be preached.
This is what I feel like is cap.
He's saying particular
statement.
He
was fine with all the other 9 lines except for one. Come on, bro. So now all of a sudden, it's discredited or you're not supposed to do that. Bro, he said 9 other lines that was cool.
Bro, from the jump, I said you can. From the jump, I said I've been saying the same thing.
No, it's cool.
If I'm tripping, let me know in the comments if I'm
drop a comment.
I think okay, like me being like, and I think Zay can attest to this too. When we're on the pulpit, like we gotta understand, not everybody has the same level of maturity as we do.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Like not everybody has been schooled, not everybody went through discipleship, not everybody went through whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we can't come off. We can't sing a certain song because not everybody will understand it. I can't go out there singing some crazy embassy worship to some non-believer. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, yo, what's going on? We gotta meet them halfway where they at.
Bro, so that's what I'm saying. 9 lines that was okay.
Bro, I never said a pastor
and
should
now all of a sudden everything is you're not supposed to do that, you can't do it.
Bro, I said from the jump, the message should have been grace across the board.
Like the general message of grace.
We can't say that it wasn't.
Like, that's what we can't.
So what are we talking about?
We're just judging him off that clip. You see what I'm saying?
So you don't think in that clip he was showing grace at all?
I'm not saying that he wasn't. I'm saying
Help me understand.
the level of grace in the way that he was trying to prove it. I don't think it would have been best to show it to a congregation that we don't know.
Hold on, guys. We are talking about the one statement
right?
Part, right?
I'm talking about.
We're talking about the baby mama comparison statement, right? That's the whole.
I'm just talking about the whole clip.
You talking about the whole clip as a whole?
Okay, I'm just asking. Whole clip as a whole. I think that clip should have been more for people that's following you on Instagram, people that's actually like, yo, let me actually see who this guy really is. So that way you can unload whatever maturity level you got or whatever, knowing that you're on Instagram instead of some new person coming in there doesn't know Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Now they like, wait a minute, like, is that what y'all do in church?
That's gonna be the case. You can't.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Bro, there's a
that means you got to be careful on everything you say all the time. I'm just saying.
You know what kind of eggshells you got to walk, bro?
Hold on, bro. That's what you signed up for. That's exactly what you signed up for.
Bro, whoa, time out. 9 of his statements.
Bro, time out. I said there's no way in the world a pastor should be having 4-5 different baby mamas. I also said he cannot tell nobody that they not anointed. I also said
a problem with one statement out of 9 statements.
That's not,
bro. No, I don't.
So now
I don't. Yo, he.
Okay, bro, guys. Okay,
the message was
Wait,
in
no,
that
yeah,
shit.
Zay just only.
What's the moral of the story?
At the end of the day, pastor's gonna say some stuff, right?
And that's cool.
My pastor has said some crazy stuff. I'm like, bro, this dude. Wow.
Mine too. Bro, mine saying the B word.
However, it's certain situations where you know,
In context, don't do that.
Oh, wow.
Don't do that.
You got
Because she looked over like he did.
Bro, listen.
Y'all just made
You
whole
gotta-
evolved.
That
was
That was
Bro,
evolved.
You gotta make them fetch for it.
C planners.
You gotta make it fetch for it. You gotta be like, what? Pastor Mike, what? Let me search this up. You gotta make it fetch for it.
No.
That's what I thought you were
don't
talking
do
about.
that. Don't do that because people aren't mature enough to
Facts.
go back and look at it.
That
They
is
just go
fact.
ahead and
They're
he said the
And that
word.
is actually
They're not,
facts.
yeah.
It's not about is
That
that
is
is that
actually
maturity or they going or they're just they're being lazy
look.
because I ain't going to go back and
Hey,
I'm just
nah,
going to
people,
That's why you don't
people's
say that.
laziness, at the end of the day, people's laziness don't got nothing to do with it.
But bro,
You
that's-
gotta make sure you are.
It is kind of
on
wild that he
eggshells.
said that the people wouldn't be anointed. That's
But
kinda
you have to
wild.
understand
That's-
because
He's
people
not
are so.
God.
Hold
I
on.
was
But
gonna say someone's
leg,
not
legacy.
anointed.
That's when you
Because
go.
people are so lazy.
That's like
more-
saying
That's
someone's-
why
All right, we gotta
you
wrap it.
don't do that.
All right, so that's why
DJ,
a
moral of the story.
That's why a member in the church should go and talk to him.
Yeah, absolutely. You should
more-
have people that
There's
hold the
for me
pastors accountable.
personally, I've seen a situation where I had to go talk to pastor. I was like, hey, pastor, or my wife said we talked like I had to go ask pastor such and such and such and such and such, and it was another situation where something was addressed. I can't hear what you're saying, bro. And something was addressed, and later after the sermon, you pull him to the side and talk to him. If you feel a certain way, you should say something. But nobody says nothing. I get what you're saying. I don't feel like, I get it. He was probably in the moment, whatever that situation was. It sounded good. Everybody reacted to it. Cool. However, I still think that, me personally, I still think that there are ways of saying things, but sometimes I don't feel like you should walk on eggshells as a pastor.
You got to.
I don't feel like you. If that's the case, if you're walking on eggshells just because you never know when you're gonna have a baby in Christ, then what are you gonna say? What are you gonna preach?
What's the moral of the story?
Moral of the story. We got 20 seconds.
Fair.
Moral of the story, DJ.
More of the story?
I hope y'all give me grace. 'Cause I ain't perfect.
Grace.
That's it.
Across the board, no matter where you
Grace.
at, what you doing.
Grace.
And more of
If I
the
fall,
story.
give me grace.
Grace.
Moral of the story, let's just be glad humans ain't God.
That too.
Man,
Because y'all would,
Grace.
bro,
if you don't give me grace, you're not anointed. That's it. More of the story.
What's up, Kingdom? It's your girl, CEO AALIYAH with the Fresh Leftovers Radio Show. And I just want to remind y'all to make sure that you are tapping into our YouTube channel. I know you love what you just seen. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your mama, your daddy, your grandma, your sister, anybody you got to tell. Get the word out. Let us be known.